Yo, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Williams Thomas hits back to not believe anything you read in the media. As I said in yesterday's video, you have to take what the media say with a very small pinch of salt. MWT dropped another video on his TikTok account yesterday, kind of clearing a few things up. Let's check this out.
I wasn't going to post again in relation to Jay Slater, but I really think that I've just got to say a couple of things. There's been so much inaccurate reporting, both in terms of the newspapers, but specifically online. People who, of course, think they know the answers, they've done more investigation than I have, they know everything. Well, the reality is I've spoken to everybody bar one person, and at every stage I kept Debbie and the family updated. I've spoken to Debbie in detail at the beginning of October. I spoke to her again yesterday. I spoke to her again today. There is no issue between Debbie and I. Have huge respect for her and the family who have been through the most horrific situation, not just losing their child, but also having to go through all of that media coverage. They were in the spotlight, not just on a national, but on an international level.
You can't really trust what's being said here or what's being said by the media. The media said exclusive. They gave us an exclusive, they claimed, that Debbie wanted to know what Mark knew. And what just didn't make any sense to me at the time of reading that article is that if Mark and Debbie have been working as a team to understand what happened to Jay, then why would she go to the media with this exclusive? It doesn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense. Maybe the media knew what they were doing publishing that article because they had people like myself and multiple others that were going to retaliate and put even more pressure on MWT to reveal what he knows.
So huge respect for them. Let's just consider, before we post something, what we're saying and what the impact is on the family. But the reality is, no issue between Debbie and I. Huge respect, and I'll be there to continue to support her as the days go forward. And of course, the next stage for them will be an inquest, a very difficult time for them.
And an inquest, as we do know, that's a further investigation into the death of Jay Slater. They want to look at everything that there is to look at. How long is that going to take? We're not too sure. But it does mean that at some later point, there will be more information about Jay Slater or about what happened to Jay. Because at this moment in time, it doesn't sit right with tens of thousands of people. There's so many things that happened earlier on in the investigation that don't make sense. And we're talking about all of the friends. Lucy, Brad, the fact that Brandon didn't come out and even make a statement. Then you've got Aya, then you've got Rocky. For some reason, I don't even think Rocky's involved in this. I feel like Rocky's been dragged into this by Aya, and he's literally just covering for someone else. Let's quickly switch over to some of the comments that were actually left on this video. We've got one here by a person called Crazy Cat, and they say, "Oh dear Mark, I used to have respect for you. This statement will not help the family after today's press release. Please either release the relevant information or silence is the way to go." Mark responds and says, "Family fully aware of what I have said here and very happy for me to say it. Don't believe all you read online and in the papers." That's Mark right there, throwing the papers under the bus, basically saying that the Mal online, fake, they're writing fraudulent stuff. Now let's move on to another comment. This one's interesting. So this one published by FIFA Noob says, "Ayub didn't say Jay was scared. Brad didn't say Jay was scared. And Lucy didn't say Jay was scared when he left the Airbnb. So who did you speak to that said Jay left because he feared for his safety?" Mark's response was, "Not true. Have you spoken directly to each party? Question mark." Wow. He starts off by saying not true, which could indicate that it was one of the friends that told him about Jay having two knives. It was one of the friends that said, you know what, Jay feared for his life whilst he was there. One person that hasn't made a statement is Brandon. Why hasn't Brandon come forward and made any type of statement that the media have got their hands on and been able to publish, that we've been able to look at and dissect? Nothing whatsoever. However, the first person that did come forward about the situation that took place with Jay was who? Lucy. Throughout that time, where was Brad? It took 2 weeks for Jay's alleged best friend to come out and say anything. They claim that they made statements to the police, the Spanish police, based on what we know from them, that could have been lost in mistranslation. However, it took Brad 2 weeks to come out. Lucy, however, come out instantly, put her neck on the line, started doing media coverage. Now, when you do your due diligence on Lucy and look at the people that she's connected with and the people that she knows through Facebook, social media, the things that she's done on social media, X, Y, and Z, when you really go back and trace her footsteps, Her relationship ties are with Brandon. They're with Brandon. Her relationship ties are with Brandon more than they are with Brad, more than they are with Jay Slater. Her relationship with Brandon goes way back. Now let's take that in for a minute. Why? Because Brandon was the last person officially to be seen with Jay when Jay was out of his face. Brandon was. He was the last person to be seen with Jay. Now, would it make sense for if something had happened to Jay at that point or after that point and Brandon was there, he then tells Lucy? Could have been the reason why Lucy was the first one to come out and spill the beans and start the missing persons case. Why wouldn't Brad come out day one? Like, yes, I've lost my best friend. I need to find him. If anyone can help us, come and help us, please. We need everyone that we can to come together and help. No, he didn't do none of that. And it's extremely questionable that none of those friends, Brad, Lucy, Brandon, none of them was there for Jay. None of them. Especially after he was cut by a cactus lying in a ditch. Oh, and I forgot, telling Lucy that he felt like he was going to die. There's one more comment I want to read of Mark Williams Thomas, and I can't remember whose comment he was responding to, so I don't know what that comment was saying. But this is what Mark said. Mark says, she, Debbie, knows everything I know. And right now, I have chosen, for the family's sake, not to reveal it all. Now that makes you wonder. They know everything that he knows. If he knows something incriminating about the friends, then Debbie knows. He says, I have chosen from the family's sake not to reveal it all. So that kind of indicates that, yeah, they all know what's happened. We've got a full, clear understanding of what's happened, but we're just waiting because we need the inquest to take place so we can then present this information, and then that can lead to the UK authorities doing what they need to do. I don't know, just trying to understand what this comment means at this moment in time. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. Mark Williams Thomas, is he a fraud or is he genuine? Is he genuinely working with Debbie? Is it the media? Is it the media that are manipulating and making it look like Mark Williams Thomas is doing something that he's not? Have the Daily Mail fabricated an exclusive article with Debbie? Or did Debbie actually speak to the Daily Mail and let them know exactly how she was feeling? I need you guys to comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I need to know exactly what you are thinking right now. Make sure you hit that like button. Do subscribe to the channel if we are new. Turn your notification bells on. We've got some brilliant content dropping, even a video dropping later on this evening. So make sure you don't miss out on that. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.